good morning, one and all present here. I take this opportunity to welcome the learners for this special webinar on cyber law. So on behalf of the SRM University, the management, Directorate of Online Education, our director, Dr. Manoranjan Ponram, and our entire team in the Directorate of Online Education, SRM University. So eminent and practicing advocate, a senior advocate who is practicing in and around Coimbatore, Edo, Tirupur, in Chennai, as well as is also practicing, taking up cases in the Madras High Court as well as in Supreme Court. So he is also avid social worker who is also doing some counseling for the matrimonial couples and all that, doing a lot of things in a lot of social services in the child safety and social welfare, a specialist in criminology, juvenile and conflict laws. So he's a panel advocate for the legal aid, pre-legal aid in the district legal services of Tirupur. Also done an extensive dissertation on cyber crimes in India against women and children, senior conciliator in online dispute resolution, and he also handles cases in the Honorable High Court of Madras on appeal, writ and review matters, and SLP special leave petitions at the Honorable Supreme Court of India. So conducted more than 630 training programs for government school children on morals and value systems, personality development, career guidance, and UNICEF. Conducted national level talent search examinations for the school children during the year 2009-11. A regular contributor for deaf and dumb schools in Tirupur, and also philanthropist who does social services and all that, mostly to Udamum Karangal is one some example. Certified international trainer by Junior Chamber International Training Institute, USA, recognized as an outstanding trainer in India in National Train the Trains seminar. So founder member of International Federation for Professional Trainees and active educational trainer towards the implementation of UN MDG. Young Achiever Award recipient in the alumni meet from the coveted Satyabama University. So we are pleased to have you, sir, in this webinar, and hope all our learners will be are excited and waiting to hear your lecture. So let me not take much time. So we're happy to have you, Mr. Rajashekharan.
Thank
now
you. Now
we can take the lecture for 45 to 50 minutes. The last 10 minutes will be for question and answer session.
Okay.
Learners can wait for the end for the query session. In between, we will not interrupt the resource person. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, it is a great pleasure and privilege for me on this platform organized by SRM. In fact, I really appreciate and thank you for giving me such a wonderful information about my profile. Thank you so much. Before we start with the session, the learned friends who are all participated in our today's session, still people are joining. I would like to know one thing before we start. People who are students or people who are not advocates can just type 1 in your chat box so that I'll know how many people have typed 1, so that we will be focusing the subject based on that. If there are many advocates, then I'll focus into different scenario. So people who are in students who are not advocates can type 1 in chat box. Just type 1, that is enough. I'll just see how many ones we have, so that based on that, I'll just go ahead. Okay. So roughly we have about 228 people, and we have a lot of ones here. So I assume that we have a lot of non-lawyers, that is non-advocates, or no legal professionals, majority here. So considering that, we will be seeing a very important area of life, which is very, very essential in today's modern information technology era. That is the cyber laws. The cyber law is a concept which, whether you like it or not, or whether you want to know it or not, or whether you are bored of law or not, that is immaterial. That is immaterial, because anyway, somewhere or the other, you are bound by the information technology era. If you have a smartphone in your hand, then you are bound by the cyber laws. If you are using an internet, a laptop, a mobile, a tablet, or whatsoever, any electronic gadgets, then you are bound by all these cyber laws. In today's session, we are going to see certain areas of the cyber laws, which I would be able to explain you what we are going to see in the next 45 to 50 minutes. We are going to see about the basics, why we need a cyber law, and what is the cyber law situation in India, and what are the cyber crimes that you have to be very careful about, and what are the practical tips that I can give you in the Q&A session or during this session. Okay. In this session, we will be not covering more of theoretical part. Rather than theory, we will be focusing a little on practical. I'll be giving live examples of the cases which I have come across, or certain areas which we still figuring out how to get those criminals who have done those cyber crimes or the offenses done in the internet world. Going to the next slide, I would just to bring certain information to the people, the participants here. Many of us knew what is cyber crime. Many of us knew what is cyber law and all. But for the people who have heard this word first time, it is nothing but it is an area of law. To be very precise, whatever deals in and around with the digital scenario or the digital equipments, let it be handheld personal digital assistants, or your tablets, or your PCs, or your laptops, or your smartwatches, or your handheld scanners, or let it be CCTVs, whatever digital evidences or digital media that captures some information and it transmits through any of the softwares, and those information is fed or stored in any of the hardwares and is being transmitted to any of the network situations. Let's say, like whether it is LAN, which is a local area network, or WAN, we call it as WAN, wide area network, whatever it is, if it is being transmitted through those network systems, such areas or such the particular aspects of those work are covered under the cyber law. So any information you share across in the internet, or through Wi-Fi, or through Bluetooth, or whatever it is in physical form, either by exchanging your DVDs, or by your pen drives, or your thumb drives, or your flash drives, or your SATA hard disk, whatever it is, if it is information stored in the digital, then it comes under the cyber law. It is also known as internet law, and also it is known as IT law, that is information technology law. And in some foreign countries, it is also known as cyber crime law. This is mainly to prevent or reduce large scale damage. Why we need the cyber law is that knowingly or unknowingly, we are bound to work under these laws because we are using all the technological gadgets as of today. And that is the major constraint here, that everyone who are using the technological gadgets, let's say mobile, who are using smartphone, mobiles, or laptops, will be under this cyber law. So it is required to prevent a large scale damage, either for the person himself, or for the community, or for the government, or for the business enterprises, or for the society as whole. This rule of law in proper use of information access, privacy, intellectual property, websites, email, computers, etc., is all governed by this cyber law. This is a pure legislation which is focused on the behavioral aspects, how you should behave in the internet era, and how you should make sure that you are bound by those laws and rules and regulations of the internet usage and the website which you are using, or the data that you are storing into your websites, or the data you're sending across to your friends, or whatever it is. Even if it is considered as a personal, those will be governed under cyber laws. So it helps the investigation authority, the prosecution mechanism, and the courts by framing these legislative laws in place, and we are bound to oblige, or we are bound to take our control, or work under these laws control, so that the entire scenario of the cyber law takes place. The most important aspect of the cyber law is what kind of cyber law practice is happening in India. See, the most important thing, if you can see it on the slide, the earlier days, let's say in 2010 or 2009, the internet users were very less. That time we used to pay, in 1998, I used to pay 120 rupees for 1 hour of internet. And the speed of the internet is 28 kbps. You will imagine, like, if we want to type something and you press enter, you will wait for 1 minute, then the data will come. There is no videos which will be played, no audio, and there are no movies and all that those times. So paying 120 rupees per hour, then it got finally reduced, and now we are paying maybe roughly 399 rupees per month for unlimited usage of the internet. That is the era of speed, the era of modern technology, and all those things. So the internet users were 302 million users in 2015, and it is almost 1,008 million users in 2023. Okay, this is not my own statistics. It is taken from the website which I have given you the source here. And the most important thing is why we need cyber law in India is, you can see the amount, 1.2 trillion, that is roughly 1,20,000 crore, is stolen from Indians, from you, me, or my neighbors, or your neighbors, your relatives, my friends, your friends. These people have lost 1,20,000 crore every year due to these cyber offenses made by these cyber criminals. And cyber terrorism is also on very high scale against the countries, against the humanity, against the vulnerable society of children, of especially women. All these people are under this cyber threats, apart from the cyber terrorism. And industrial espionage is something that it is curtailing the industry's growth. It is giving threats to the industry's prospects and development of the country. And also there are some copyright issues, trademark violations, if you can see in the internet, especially when you see the movies, even before it is released, you can see in so many websites, illegal websites, which they help the members to download, or with the torrent websites, it is all being manipulated and it is being sent across even the authorized person even before he releases in the theaters. Similarly, there are the most important vulnerable aspect of the cyber issue is the pornography, and especially the child pornography. Child pornography is very seriously handled by various investigation agencies across the world, because it is considered as one of the most serious and heinous crimes, because any image of any child, the nude images of any child, or any sort of unwanted actions or unwanted pornography of any child will lead to serious consequences. So this is the main reason that we have our today's session, is to make sure our students, or make sure our people are aware of what is cyber threat, what is the offenses that is considered as a cyber offense, and what you should do and what you should not do. So this child pornography, bear in mind, this is the most dangerous, that if you have it in your mobile, or if you share it with somebody, or if you just do it for fun, then it is 100% assured that you will be behind the bars, and very serious offense it is. And These cyber laws are growing day by day, and it is becoming stringent day by day, because the cyber space itself is an evolutionary process. Many people are still bringing new changes. Many inventions are happening. Many distractions are also happening, like dark web, or lot of things are happening, hacking, and people Trojan horses, viruses, and all those things are happening. So it is evolving day by day due to this high speed of the modern information technology era, which is also increasing our risk in day-to-day basis. The cyber law basically deals with cyber crime prevention. That is the main motive of cyber law. The electronic and digital signature, to make use of the digital era and to have it 256-bit encryption or 512-bit encryption with fingerprint access, with iris scanner access, and all those things. So electronic and digital signature, digital intellectual property and copyright to be preserved, and data protection and privacy of each and every person or the company, and all the legal and regulatory aspects of the internet are all guided by this cyber law. So the another aspect is the cryptography and the encryption, where whenever you have a signature, digital signature, it is all encrypted, so that you cannot manipulate, or it is very tough to manipulate by a normal person. It needs an expert, a person who's very sophisticated or very having high knowledge in those areas, and can only manipulate all those things. So these are the legal safeguards which are considered in the electronic storage and data protection, or the transfer of electronic data. That areas are all dealt by the cyber laws in today's scenario. There are certain threats or certain attacks that happens because of this cyber criminals. The first one is the phishing attack. Phishing attack, which we can see, is something, they'll create as if it's your friend's email, or if it is your bank's email, or the college's email ID. That manipulation will be sent to you, and they'll ask your details, and they will attack your either bank accounts or your personal information and all those things. And the DO is denial of service. The denial of service is that they will stop your system being accessing your regular websites or your office related files or something, and they will ask you huge amounts and all those things. And the phishing attack is similar, which the person comes as if your friend or something, and then he takes all the information. He asks you for some information. You do not know that it has been a trap, and you click it. You can see in regular WhatsApp there are a lot of links coming through some of your friends saying that you'll get a Tata, a Nexon car, or somebody is giving you some 1 kg worth of gold, or foreign trip, and all those things. It comes and you click it, then your entire mobile gets hacked, and your information is sent to somebody. Though you know it or you do not know it, it happens automatically. And the viruses, as you all know, these are nothing but the programs written. Once these programs enter into your system, it creates its own way to send the information or steal the information from your laptops or from your mobiles or from your tablets. And then the people who are at the other end, the cyber criminals, will be able to access your very personal files or very personal bank accounts. And that's the area where, they steal all your information and your money or whatever it is. And the malware attack is something that, all these unwanted programs has been attached with some sort of the files, and you will be downloading the actual files. It will be attached through that. It is a malware which will make your system malfunction, and then it will stop all your programs, softwares being running, and all those things. The SQL injection attack is something similar of that sort, which comes unknowingly, and it gets injected in your the sequential softwares where the access is being forbidden, or sometimes the access is being taken by them, and then people take control of your system and all those things. It happens through the SQL injection attack. This man in the middle attack is something which is very new, or maybe the recent days concept, where when you send some information, that information, even though it is encrypted or it is decrypted, the person breaks that information and changes it and sends it to the sender or the receiver. So the man in the middle knows what each person are sending, and then he manipulates it based on his convenience, and they use that as a criminal offense area, and they easily victimize you. There is one such example which I would like to tell in this man in the middle attack is about 6-7 months, not 6-7 months, roughly a year before, An exporter in Tirupur was supposed to get some huge orders of, he's supposed to send some huge orders of garments to some company. And for that, he has purchased some accessories. So for that purchase of accessories, he is supposed to make the payment. People can mute yourself. Please don't interrupt so that, it will disturb others. So what happens is when the company in the foreign country has sent the invoice, that system was already under attack. The exporter's system based in Tirupur was under attack. And that particular system, before it reaches that the mail, it has gone to the man in the middle. So he has manipulated that and he has changed the bank accounts alone, and he has sent the mail to the exporter. So the mail has come from the person who's going to send the accessories from the same company. It has reached the person who's going to pay, that is the Tirupur company. No changes, nothing. But in the man in the middle, he has just changed the bank account details of that particular thing. And when the exporter has verified the email ID and other things, without knowing that his system has been under attack, he has sent to the different bank account, that is the manipulated bank account, the amount. And the sender of the goods, he was waiting for the payment and he got the mail saying that the payment has been sent. But he has checked that he has not received the payment. When they have gone and accessed that bank details, then they came to know that the mail has been intercepted through some malware or some sort of programs, and the payment has gone to a different bank account, which they are not able to trace it till today. So this is one such scenario where this man in middle attack is very tough in the internet scenario, especially on the cyber criminals using new technologies and new aspects to get away with all those things. And the password attacks, you all know, everybody used to keep your first name and 123 or 345 or 456 like that. So that is very easy for the computer programs, which easily can break your passwords, because your first name, your last name, your pet name, your school, your college, all these informations are available in your Facebook. So when the hacker wants to attack you, or when the cyber criminal wants to attack you, what they will do is they'll first study all your social media websites, your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, or whatever it is. They will first take all the information. They don't need to do it physically. They have programs for that. Once they give the link, those links will automatically download the information from that website, and it will have everything in that backup as a software. And that software will be linked to this password breaker software. And the password breaker will try to access your account with the combination of the passwords based on your demography, based on your feedback, comments that you're giving, based on your interest and choices, based on your recent searches on, whether you like more pets, dogs, cats or something, so that you will have the cat name, dog name, all those things they find out, and they have certain options, and those options are nothing less than some 2,000, 3,000 password options. It is not 2-3 password options, some 2,000 numbers of password options. The password breaker will automatically generate, and it will start doing the analysis, and it will start trying out with the sites or with your bank accounts automatically, because the banks have restrictions that if 5 times you attempt, it will stop, and it will send you an SMS saying that somebody is trying to access your account by using wrong password. So these criminals are very aware, and they'll not try with this 3,000 different versions of the passwords in a single day. They'll try it in a period of 15 days, 20 days, 3 months, like that. So that is the reason every bank, or whether government, they advise you to change your password for every 90 days. Okay. So going to the brute force attack, which is something that they make your system totally corrupt, or they block your system, and they ask you to pay in bitcoins, which is very brutal. So this is something brute force attack. And there is another version where when you go to the airport, or when you go to some other places, people, without knowing your knowledge, they just insert a thumb drive or something which has all these viruses or trojans or malwares, which once you open it, if you click it, then it gets into your system. And by these ways, it is all the attacks has been made. And spywares and keyloggers, as they will create a website which is similar to that. And once you log in your password or something, nothing will happen. it will automatically vanish. Then that password is gone to that concerned person, and that person will keep this password with him. And whenever he wants to cross, he wants to use your system, it can be done. So these keyloggers are the areas where, you have to be very careful, especially in the ATM machines. Police have been time and again, they were saying that if you find any special device attached, either in the camera part or in the key part, where it shows that there is something is extra fitted, or when you insert your credit card or your debit card, there is extra device which scans it, then you have to be very careful, because these extra devices are attached to the scanner, to the card inserter, where that extra device will scan your the information of your credit card, debit card, and then the criminal will take it ahead, and then he will do it all those duplicate credit cards and debit cards. And whenever you are not there, whichever ATM they want to go, they can download the payment from anywhere in the country. So these are the things that, the type of cyber security attacks are happening in today's scenario, which if you are not aware, you should be very, very careful against all these things. From these aspects of cyber attacks, there are specific attacks against people, against individuals, especially, sending you obscene material, especially for women, for children, and for people who are vulnerable. These obscene materials, the pornography materials are sent, or sometimes they try to stalk you. Cyber stalking is something which, normal stalking is what? Somebody follows you from your place to the other place. That is normal stalking. Cyber stalking, somebody has, yeah. Mr. Jagan, please don't unmute yourself, because it will create disturbances. And Oppo F11, please don't unmute yourself. So these kind of cyber crimes against persons or something, they defame you, they stalk you in cyber this thing, and then they create a lot of disturbances. And then they, after getting information from your side through the cyber stalking, they try to hack your account. They do all sort of email vulnerability areas of sending Trojan horses, viruses, and all those things. That is called email spoofing. They send you SMS to click a link. That is called SMS spoofing. And all these things will be happening, then they'll try to defraud you. They'll try to threaten you. They'll try to morph your image. When they have taken the photos from the website, they will misuse those photos. They will cut your face with some other porno photo, and then they will send it to you by email, and they will threaten you, and they'll ask you to pay money, and all these things will happen. And these are the things that everybody should be very, very careful about. And I'll explain you what kind of areas that you need to be very careful about, and how you should go about on all those things when it comes to you or for your relatives. Coming to India, this is a little theory, so I would like to, just brush up a little quicker, because in India, Information Technology Act 2000 has come up. Considering all these threats, when the technology is giving us a lot of benefits to grow, the country as such is growing, but at the same time, we have to protect our citizens of the country. So the Information Technology Act, with the assent of the president, has come in the year 2000. Where it has come, how it has come, I have just given you the history. In 1999, the Information Technology Bill was prepared, and then it was passed in the both houses of the parliament. Then the Information Technology Act 2000 was born, and 2006, the act was amended. And then December 2008, the act was amended with the new amendment. It is called Information Technology Amendment Act 2008. So this is the history of the Information Technology Act. That is the major part of the cyber laws that our country is governed with. Not only the Information Technology Act, Amendment Act 2008, we have a lot of other rules which are governed under this Information Technology Amendment Act 2008. So this these rules govern us the procedures how we should follow. If we are not aware, you can just take a screenshot, or you can just note down in your pen and paper, and you can find out these are the different rules. Let's say, for example, the digital signature end entity rules is something that you can just go through and find out what are the procedures that you should adopt for the digital signature. When you obtain a digital signature, there are class 1 digital signatures, class 2 digital signatures, and what are the different kinds and how we need to go about. There are similar information technology related rules, which is required for the labor laws, which is for the ease of the complaints for the employees, and rationalization of forms and procedures, and all these are governed by different rules and regulations. Information technology. Ms. Indumati, please mute your mobile. Please do not disturb. And the rationalization and the other aspects of the cyber related forms. Ms. Indumati, please mute yourself, please. Okay. The organizers, you can just check if somebody is unmuting, you can just mute them, or you can just change the security settings, or if required, I can also change. 1 second. Yeah, I have changed the security settings so that people will not be able to unmute. During the Q&A session, I will unmute it, and then you can speak, so that we will not disturb the other participants. We have roughly 240 participants, so considering the benefit of the others who are very much interested to know the cyber laws, we should not disturb others. So another part is the cyber tribunal. In case of any cases has been filed, and the cyber tribunal takes into place, and what are the powers and functions of the cyber tribunal, the chairman rules and regulations of 2017 cyber appellate tribunal, all these things are covered. So these are the very theoretical part. There are certain laws and rules which we need to follow, which is under the government of India, which is applicable right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari for all the states across India. So going next to the important practical aspect, I'm just going to cover most 3 important aspects of cyber offenses, which you should be very much aware. One is tampering with computer documents. There are certain time where when people submit their records, let's say an email or a computer generated report, they try to change for their own benefit, whether it is by knowledge or whether by without applying their knowledge, or whether they're knowing that it will create a lot of confusions or not. They try to change it because of getting some small petty benefits, or maybe it is huge volume of crores of rupees worth of benefits, but that is all the same. For example, let's say people going to temple, I could see people are tampering the Aadhaar cards, and they are giving it to temple to enter. There are some people who misuse it for the railway ticket booking or for some other things. But the problem is whether it is a small offense or big offense, offense is an offense. So when you tamper with such computer documents or any sort of it given by the government of India, or whether it is given by the different departments like UDAI, there is the Aadhaar, whatever it is, if you tamper it as per section section 65 of the IT Act, tampering will lead you to 3 years of imprisonment, and it will also make you liable to pay fine, or with both. So that is one important aspect that you should be very, very careful about. You have to pay a fine up to 2 lakh rupees if you tamper any of your own ID also. Let's forget about others. If you're tampering your, let's say your PAN card or your Aadhaar card or some of your friends, and you try to use it for some other purpose, and if it is being caught, then make sure that the IT laws in India are very stringent. The cyber laws are very stringent. If it is proven, you will have to go to jail for 3 years, that is up to 3 years, or they will fine you with 2 lakh, or sometimes if it is very serious and it has created a lot of mishaps, then they will give you both. So that is one thing. Before you tamper any of the official documents, let's say your birth certificate or your degree certificate, computer, output related, your share certificate or your share based investment certificate, or your bank details, bank records, bank statements, whatnot, whatever it is on government's aspect that has to be preserved without any tampering. If it is tampered, then rest assured that you should know what is the consequences of that. Going with the next important thing, especially the younger generations. The younger generations do not know what is happening when they share their pornography related materials with friends or something. And by hook or crook, they try to publish that on internet. Let's say like it is, whether it is a private link in a YouTube, or whether it is a Facebook, or whatever website, whether it is like some dating websites like Tinder or whatever it is. If you publish any obscene material on the internet, section 67 and 67A will take you down. There is no liberty or no relaxation or no liberal thoughts on that. And section 67 and 67A for any obscene material will take you either 5 years imprisonment, or if you're a repeater or if you're a habitual offender, it will take up to 7 years of imprisonment with 10 lakhs or without 10 lakhs. So first time, if you do 5 years imprisonment with 10 lakhs, and if it is a repeat offense, or if they have found out that you have done repeatedly for the purpose of, manipulating somebody or trying to threaten somebody, then if it is a second time and if it is proven, then the imprisonment will extend to 7 years with 10 lakh rupees. And one most important thing that you should know, that in today's scenario, the cyber crimes are increasing. The control measures for the cyber crimes are also increasing. Yesterday's lacuna or yesterday's loophole in a cyber offense, maybe yesterday it is a loophole, but after you slept and you woke up today and you try to do that, today, as of this second, somebody might have protected or somebody might have found a boundary or a protective measure to find out who is doing it. So since both sides are evolving, both the criminals are also evolving, the cyber authorities, the defenders are also evolving. Never try to do it just for fun or just, to make fun of others. I could see a lot of people using various softwares, trying to cut the face of the friends and try to fix it in some other things for fun. And if it goes beyond that circle, and if somebody gives a complaint, then that becomes a very huge problem. I have seen certain friends, college friends, who have tried to do that for fun, and they have landed up in very big trouble because they were being actually hooked to one of the other criminals, where they are doing it purposely on pornography and certain issues. In this particular nudity related offense, I would like to take another 1 minute, where people from down south, especially in Kerala, they might have known this incident or not. It was just 6-7 months before this COVID began. There was one studio based in Kerala. That studio is a very well-known studio in that area. And in that studio, one person who's a tech-savvy person, who's very fond of all these porno-related things, nudity-related things, and he has got authorized access to certain nude websites or porn-related websites. He got a different idea. What he did is he joined that studio to take photographs during the wedding and other functions. He used to find good-looking girls, and with those good-looking girls, he used to take photographs in the wedding or whatever function it is. Those photos he used to morph, or he used to cut and fix it with the porn images or with the porn videos. There are softwares which can cut and paste those photos, and nowadays artificial intelligence have come. Earlier days, they have to do it manually by cutting the photo and then pasting it and then seeing whether it is accurately fit or not, and then it will be published. Nowadays, you just give a photo. Even the photo is not clear, the artificial intelligence software will make it clear. It will do all sort of works, images, touching, everything it will do, and then it'll exactly fit into that audio, the photo or the video. And when it is played, you will, when you see that, I have seen that one of my known friend who is an ethical hacker, and he is a computer expert based in Hyderabad. He cut one of our friend's face and he showed me. That kind of technological evolution has begun. So what this photographer did is he used to take photos of all those girls, good-looking girls, and then paste it in this software, and then he uploaded on the various pornography websites and got money. And one of the friend just saw that image, and then the police got into it, and then it became a huge huge cry from the public, and everybody started seeing what it is and whether they have been uploaded or their photos, or people obviously they'll have fear when they have taken that videographer for their functions and all, then that has created a huge havoc in the Kerala state. That is what I would like to stress upon on this particular session. And another next important aspect of the law, which is on the penalty side, is breaching of confidentiality and privacy. if you see somebody is having some sort of authorized access, and if you breach that confidentiality segment, because this is another most important area which you should know, especially people who are working in colleges or in industrial establishments or in IT companies, there are certain confidentiality agreements that you have signed with them, that you will not use the user ID and password of that particular office related websites or some publishings that is being made in outside of the office or outside of any other private internet cafes or any of the other unauthorized areas. When your computer has been compromised, that is somebody attacks your computer and they hacks your computer, automatically these user IDs and passwords will go, and the confidentiality part will be automatically hacked by the cyber offenders. But what will the company know? What will your college know? If an email comes from your regular email ID with some other obscene or pornography images to any of your friends or for your colleagues or even to the police department, what will happen? Then that is the area that, your breaching of confidentiality part will play. That company will raise an issue against you. Then you will have to prove that, you have not done voluntarily or you have not done by yourself. Somebody else have breached your system, or somebody has tampered your system, somebody has hacked. All these things will happen. But if somebody is doing purposely, trying to take information, trying to break that system, then that will have a 2 years imprisonment or fine of 1 lakh, even if it is for a single small, software related hacking or whatever it is. So breaching of confidentiality and privacy, entering into somebody's email and entering into somebody's personal website and trying to tamper or changing, all these things will, attract breaching of confidentiality and privacy. So these 3 areas, I would like to bring it to our friends here who are participated to know that these are the basic elements that you should be trying to know as for today, because we are just going to have the basic brush up of the cyber laws and what you should do and how you should be staying away from these cyber criminals. How to stay away from these cyber criminals? As I've told you already, this cyber offense is evolving day by day. What I have learned in my Master of Law as a cyber crimes and cyber offenses, now it has increased manifold. It has developed manifold. It has evolved beyond a very great thinking. There is one comedy in Tamil where the comedian used to say how these people are thinking. They are taking a hotel room and sleeping and eating, and they're thinking of various new inventions. That is what is happening today. I'll just give you one example on this how to prevent all this cyber crime. I'll take you to a very basic example. I will not take you to very sophisticated high funda, hacking, cracking, and all those things. A basic fruit seller. Nowadays, they are all using Paytm and other things. Last 6-7 months before, there was an incident in Chennai. One of the shop was selling some instruments, some hardware or whatever item, I do not know. Some items they are selling it. And they have complained to the police, cybercrime police, stating that this particular sales which I have done online, the payment is not coming to me. That is the complaint. People are paying to me in front of me. They are scanning my ID barcode, and they are using the Paytm. So they are scanning it, and I am receiving a message saying as payment received, but the amount is not coming to me. That is the problem that they have given. What happened was, when the police has investigated, they found that there are some cyber criminals who went to each and every shop, pasted their Paytm scanning code in the shop, and removed the original shop owners this thing. So what happens is, every time somebody pays, it goes to their account, not to the shopkeeper's account. This is what has happened 6-7 months before, and people were very then they pay because of all these awareness sessions, the police department gave a huge advertisement through the media, stating that people should be very aware. Don't paste your barcode in the outside of your shops, paste it inside. All these things were happening. Just 1 week before, the same scenario, the same kind of people stealing from the grocery person, from the vegetable seller, has happened. How it has happened is, the person has kept his Paytm scanner inside his shop. the person who the cyber criminal, or maybe somebody is doing it for fun, we do not know. He has gone there with similar Paytm related scanners and speaker. He has kept in his bag. When this particular Paytm is, the shopkeeper is keeping it to scan, he does not scan in that, and he scans with the similar Paytm barcode scanner which he has with you, or his friend is with you, and the speaker is also there in his bag. And the same speaker sound is being loudly played. Your Paytm amount of so and so is received. The shopkeeper thinks that it is from his speaker, but it is not from his speaker. It is from the speaker which the person is carrying. So this kind of thinking the criminals have taken into place now. And last 2 weeks before, after that shop vendor has lost his money, about it is very meager amount, let's say 2,000, 3,000 rupees. But still somebody is doing this for that 2,000, 3,000 rupees. Maybe another shopkeeper, we do not know, or maybe another person who has got this Paytm access and speaker, everything, we do not know, or it may be a Paytm employee itself, we do not know. We cannot find out who has done that. So now the shopkeeper has taken a lengthy wire and he has kept the speaker behind his chair, so that he will be able to find out where the voice is coming. If the voice is kept near the speaker, he'll not be able to identify whether it has come from his speaker or from the cyber criminal speaker. So he has kept the speaker away behind his the seating place of the cash counter, so that if the speaker voice comes from there, then it is assumed that it has gone into his account. So these kind of crime has gone into place even for 5,000, 6,000 rupees, or for crores and crores. I'll give you another example which has gone beyond 300 crores. After we see this, how to prevent cyber crimes. The major important thing is use authorized softwares in your laptops or whatever it is used, your original versions. Keep your software updated. If you're using Windows based, keep your system firewall, keep your antivirus and everything. Use different kinds of passwords. This password, how to make a good password itself is a session which will go for 1 hour. So we will not discuss that. So use different type of passwords, as I've told you. Do not use with first name 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 and all those things. Use proper antivirus. Activate your emails anti-spam. In anti-spam, if you receive any link, please do not click those links. Just delete all those things. Don't try to explore what is there in that link. And encrypt your local hard disk and shop only from secure and well-known websites. Don't go into a new website which says 1,000 rupees product is given for 50 rupees. Don't give your credit card information or debit card information in that and then lose your money. And use a Whois private service. Whois private service is nothing but www.whois.com is a website where you can know who is the authorized person for that particular website and other things. And use of a private secured DNS server, which is for the industry related thing, and virtual private network. VPN is nothing but a virtual private network, is all for industry related people. So whatever you do on the system, whatever you do on the internet, make sure you're keeping an eye on your kids who are there in your home, what kind of websites they are seeing. Ensure that the parental control systems are there on the software and no pornography related things are going into place. Maybe you can take a screenshot of this website if people are there, if you want to know what the initiatives of our Indian government is taking. The Indian government has one major nodal agency, which is called CERT, which is called Computer Emergency Response Team. I repeat, it is called CERT, Computer Emergency Response Team. It is a national agency for cybersecurity. So this administration agency completely monitors all the cyber threats, cyber attacks and everything. You can visit their website. Their website also has one bot, the cyber bot, which is a program for our mobile phones, which you can download in your mobile, in your laptop, and it will, scan for any of the trojans or your malwares or your viruses, and then it will help you, or it will tell you which program you should delete. And Cyber Surakshit Bharat, which is a part of the MeitY. MeitY is nothing but Ministry of Information Technology. So this Ministry of Information Technology has brought another initiative, which is called Cyber Surakshit Bharat, which is another initiative to safeguard the privacy related issues. The National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center is something like, your army. This National Critical Information Infrastructure is protecting the Indian government's cyber related offenses, or it is protecting from the cyber offenders or from the cyber criminals. Last 6-7 months ago, you must have seen in the newspapers, the AIMS hospital in Delhi was hacked by some cyber criminals, and the entire software went down, and people could not feed the employee the patient related information. They could not retrieve those information. So this kind of information hacking or by the foreign elements or by the cyber criminals should not happen. So the National Critical Information Infrastructure, which is serving as a protection center, will protect all these kind of very, very important government functionaries, such as electricity, hospitals, airports, railways, all these industrial establishments, public sector undertakings, all these things they'll protect under this National Critical Information Center policy, and they will keep a view of about all those public the undertakings or the industries, and they will keep a watch on the cyber attacks on those companies. Another is the Cyber Swachhta Kendra, which is a botnet cleaning and malware analysis center, which is also helping the government in finding out the threats. That is, prevention is better than cure policy, where they will keep on finding out. So these are the areas which of the places which the government is actually working on it. The National Cyber Security Strategy is a strategy which is still in the development stage. It has not been released. The government is still evolving of the concept and other things. And the National Cyber Coordination Center, NCCC, we call it. It is also one of the coordination center that the government is trying to bring out various areas and avenues that a government should focus on the cyber attacks or the cyber threats that the country is getting in place. The National Cyber Security Policy 2013 is one such thing which you have to go in detail to know about what are the cyber security policies, which is given to the industries or which is given to the courts on the cyber policies, that how you can prepare your passwords, how to safeguard your systems, how not to to allow a third party to access your login, all those things. There is a detailed write-up which it has been given awareness to all those government employees. Okay, so going to the top emerging threats for 2030. This is the one but last slide. So we'll be finishing after this slide because it is now 12 o'clock. We'll have another 10 minutes for the Q&A. This is the future of threats for 2030. We are now in 2023, and the IT department or the people in the information technology areas have found these may be the threats. Maybe this threats may be little more or little less, or we may have more threats than this, but it is an indication that we should be very much aware of. Number one is the supply chain compromise of softwares. Whenever people used to have some attachment of softwares, that is when you are using a Tally, there is another software which helps you to give a good report. If that software is compromised, then automatically Tally gets compromised and the entire supply chain will be compromised. So this kind of threats will happen in future. Advanced disinformation campaigns. Now itself in WhatsApp University, we are getting a lot of disinformation campaigns, especially in terms of medical. Though the doctor, one of my friend who is a very good surgeon, he used to tell, ask any questions if you have, don't ask questions from the WhatsApp University or the Google University. People will Google it. If doctor is prescribing a medicine, if a tablet, people will immediately go on to see the Google, and Google will have a lot of bad remarks on that. But the doctor will know about your health condition, and he will give you. Based on the Google survey, they will ask doctor, these are the side effects. Then the doctor will have to give explanation. All these things is, sometimes it is a disinformation, sometimes it is a malinformation, sometimes it is a wrong information also. And rise of digital surveillance and authoritarianism, loss of privacy. That is something that, we have to keep an eye on. Whether you like it or not, somebody is watching you already. So any sort of activities in public, when you step out of your home, you're all watched by somebody. And that somebody is nobody, which you will not know where he is watching from. So this rise of digital surveillance is something that you have to be very careful about, especially for women and children. They are easily prone to all these cyber offenders, especially in trafficking, child pornography, and all those things. And the human error and exploited legacy systems with cyber physical ecosystems. The government has got all these initiatives to make a cyber space very peaceful and the ecosystem to be in a very contained and very good manner. But what happens is when you make some sort of errors, these systems are exploited, especially when you have compromised your password. These systems are exploited, and once one system is exploited, the entire chain of the details will be easily taken by these cyber criminals. Another is targeted attacks by enhanced smart device data. especially with the Chinese enabled smartphones, Chinese enabled smartwatches. People can read your entire details, where you have gone, how you have gone, what mode. For example, if you have gone by car, it will indicate that this much of speed you have gone, and so you have gone by car. If the speed is little more, then they will identify if it is on a train track, then you have gone by train. These kind of things is easily targeted. It is easily taken from the third party. A best example is that, when you have clicked on your Google Maps, if people have used Google Maps, you will get an email every month stating that the places you visit. You will think that, okay, very good, Google is giving me those places of visit and all. But once you click that, and when you are taking all these photos and other things, if you are in a good sense, then you need not worry about all those things. But still, when it is a threat for your compromise of privacy, then you should avoid from all those things. You should stay away from all those things. When you go to a different place, different area or a state, you take a photo. The photo will be saved as photo taken in Chennai, photo taken in Hyderabad, and that particular place geotagging also will happen. So that is something, when somebody gets access to all those things, then targeted attacks will happen based on the smart device. And lack of analysis and control of space-based infrastructure and objects. So this is something very technical, so we'll not go into depth of it. And rise of advanced hybrid threats is something that, you giving your access to somebody through your app, or people download certain apps. That app may not have a relation to the going into your videos or going into your photos. It does not have any relation at all. Let's say you're taking an app, you're downloading an app to note down the to-do list. What does the to-do list to have to have with sharing your contacts, or sharing your photos, or sharing your images, videos, or whatever it is, or giving access to your camera? Nothing. It is normally a to-do list. You just enter it, and daily you see what is the activity that you have to do. But without knowing that, people downloading the to-do list, seeing that 1.5 million users have used, 4.5 million users have used, people just download it and give the access permission to everything, for photos, videos, contacts, and everything. But that to-do list app is not just an app. It will have all the spywares and other things, which will take your photos, it will transmit your photos and everything. And that is the important thing that you will have to know as of today's session, that when you're downloading an app, whether it is in your laptop or in your mobile, make sure that that app is particularly used only for that purpose. If it is to-do list, don't give access permission to your camera, to your videos, to your photos. Don't give. If it does not allow you, then don't install that program at all. Previously, we have told you, don't install any program if it is not from any authorized source. Even if it is authorized source, those companies creating that malwares can deceive the Apple's iOS team, or with the Google's Android team, and they can bring all those things into the disguise of a good app. You will think it is a good app, and you will download it. Then you will enter into a problem. So that is the point number 7. Point number 8, skill shortage. This is the most important thing. People do not know what they should do and what they should not do. People who have done their masters in computer science do not know what is happening in cyber security area. That is a different subject altogether. You may be a good programmer, you may be a good computer operator, but what a cyber security does, you should know it. If you do not have that skill, don't try to explore certain unknown areas and get caught into the losing of your privacy, or making your company vulnerable, or making your industry vulnerable to the cyber attackers. So cross-border ICT service providers as a single point of failure. This is another technical area. Another important thing is the artificial intelligence abuse. We have seen in last 2 weeks before, people are using this ChatGPT to create certain terror activities. I will not explain what it is, considering the issue against national safety. So this artificial intelligence abuse is being taken in place by all these criminals, and that is again a major threat which is going to be in today's scenario itself. Let us leave it for 2030. But today's scenario itself, artificial intelligence is a major security threat. So these are the important aspects that you should learn as of today's session. And I thank you all for this wonderful timing that you have stayed together with me. And now I am going to remove the, already it has been removed, so you can unmute yourselves in case if you have any questions. I'm going to close this slide, and people, you can really ask questions if you have. Please raise your hand or ask one by one if you have any questions. Okay, I will go through chat. Somebody has posted in the chat, so I will go through the chat first. If you wanted to post in the chat, you please do it so that I will answer one by one from the chat. And people who really wanted to speak, then you can raise your hand so that I will unmute you, or you can, you can unmute yourself and then you can do it. So I have got a question from the chat which says, somebody has asked for whether any certificate of participation that you have to ask for SRM. So SRM University might give, I do not know. Another thing is, another question somebody has asked is how attacks can be prevented if people like content creators use their mobiles, take photos from promote business and post it in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, etc. and LinkedIn. How this information stored, safe, secure, and what measures be taken? Okay, this is a very good question that I would like to appreciate Mr. Arjun Sai Krishnan, who has asked this question. In today's scenario, if any information is published on the internet, 99.99% you can be assured that you cannot take it from the internet, because the internet is an one-way area. Once an information is published, that information will go into thousands and hundreds and crores of people's servers or their laptops or their mobiles, and it cannot be permanently deleted. That is number one. Number two, if that photo or if the content creators have taken your image or something and they have manipulated it or they are published as it is for some business purpose, then you can file a defamatory suit saying that without my permission, you have used it for your own benefit. So you pay me this many lakh rupees as a compensation. Let's say, I'll give you an example. If some actress is coming to opening a showroom in your city, and you go there and take with your mobile a photo, and yours is a grocery shop, let's say, or a fruit shop, you print a big banner of that actor and then say, come and buy in my shop. So if the actor comes to know that you have used it for your business, they will claim a huge royalty, or they will claim huge compensation, which is 2 times, 3 times than the amount what they charge it for their advertisements. So the same kind of scenario, if somebody has taken any of your photos or any of your videos and they have used it for their business, I'm mentioning it about as business. If it is for personal use, then you can ask them to delete it, and that's what maximum can happen. But if it is harming you, if they're using it in a different sense and they are trying to provoke you, or they're trying to fix you in some other nonsense things, then you can raise a police complaint, and then you can make sure that criminal is behind bars. As I've told you, there are a lot of provisions. I've told you 3 provisions. One is invading your privacy is also a very serious offense. So I hope I have answered your question. Thank you. Somebody has said that Vigneshwaran, your lecture was great. We use so many operating systems. There are many kinds of iOS and Android. Will this have any consequences for cybercrime? Yes. It is 100% yes. Whether you use iOS, whether you use Android, whether you use Apple, if you click a spam link, or if you click a malware link, then whether it is an Apple or something, you will be definitely be into that victimized zone, because Apple or Android or iOS, what they do, they give the protection and they ensure that you are not giving access without your knowledge. But if the malware is asking a permission, and if you give the permission, the system will think that it is a genuine software and you intently or knowingly you have given permission. Then all the information it will steal, and then it will happen. That is why I have told you, whichever email you receive in your spam box with a link, do not click. And there is one big session which, how to escape from the email spoofing itself is a big session that will happen for 1.5 hours. That is a different story, which we cannot explain in this single minute. But do not click any links, and especially women, girls, college girls, or even elders, I would say, in any category. Let's say a child from 6 years or 5 years age to up to a woman of 90 years of age also. Do not publish your photographs unwantedly, or do not publish your photographs without any reason in any of the social media. That is my sincere suggestion to all those people. And there are certain norms that which you should not publish. What kind of photos you should not publish? That is again a different, a very depth discussion. But my general suggestion is, do not publish your photos, especially women. Do not publish your photos unless and otherwise it is very much required. Just don't update, I'm eating ice cream here, I'm going there tomorrow, yesterday I was here. That is immaterial. People are searching for the information of yourself, to know what kind of person you are, to know what is your interest. That will lead to a lot of other problems, especially for women and children. So do not ever publish your daily happenings on the website or on the Facebook or on the WhatsApp status, especially. Now I can see, as sir has told, Jnanadasan sir has told, I do a lot of matrimonial counseling. Once a couple comes here for a counseling, I can see from their WhatsApp status itself that whether they have fought with each other today or whether they're happy. They'll share their status every day, and they will keep one song. And if they are having as a happy song in their status, I can think, okay, they are happy. If they have a very sad song, then I will call them, what happened? Is there any fight? Then they'll say, yes, sir, she fought with me or he fought with me. So do not make others know about your personal life. Don't keep all these status. This is all nonsense. You are allowing somebody else to your house, and some people are more broad-minded, more open-minded. They are allowing those people to the bedroom also. That is definitely very bad, especially in today's scenario. If a thief is coming to your house, he has to come with knife or with pistol, with gun or whatever it is, and he has to threaten you physically, and he has to take you money. But in the cyber warfare or cyber criminals, how they do, you will not know who is that offender. You will not know how he looks. You will not know where he's from, whether he's from Russia or Africa or is next to your house. You will never know. But your money will go, your privacy will go, your entire piece of life will go. This is what we have seen in a lot of cases when we work with the police departments. So thanks for asking for such a good question. And is it illegal to watch movies on free moving streaming sites like F Movies? It is illegal, because if it is legal, they would have got their permission, and they would have see, if you watch in Amazon Prime, nothing wrong. If you watch in Z5, nothing wrong, because you're paying it. But there are certain sites which has virtual private network. They hack it and then they download it. Definitely, it is illegal. But since you are using it for yourself, they will not catch hold of you, because the company does not lose anything. But if you are putting in your, let's say there is a function in your village or a function in your school or somewhere, you put that, and then that company comes to know, then they will claim for damages. You might have heard about Ilayaraja sir's case, which he claimed royalty for his songs, which is published in business motive. Okay, he did not challenge those things in the court for his songs played in temple functions or somewhere else. But if somebody is using for concerts, then he has charged them the royalty, and he has won the case also. So it is the same scenario here. How can one implement the cyber security aspects in the corporate world? Also, let us know some particular niche one can follow in the business environment as a career option. Okay, this career option, you have a lot of cyber related courses. Cyber security courses are there. Cyber hacking courses are there. We call it as ethical hacker. We call it as white hat hackers. These are ethical hackers who help the police department. See, on the law side, as a practicing advocate and a person who's gaining knowledge on the cyber area, cyber crime area, we work on the legal aspects of making that complaint sustain in the court and get a conviction for the offender. So we work on the court aspect. There are some professionals, there are some information technology experts who work on the system side. They find out what is the DNS entry, what is the IP address, whether they have come through a virtual private network or a general network, and what is the hashtag value, and what is that hashtag value, what time it got encrypted. All these things, the technical part they will do. So your cyber world, you have a lot of avenues, and there is one which I would like to tell right now is, there is one very great article which came 2-3 days before, which I read. In 2025, we will have acute shortage of people who are experienced in cyber technology. Let it be cyber crime investigation department, or investigation authorities in the software side, or investigation authorities in the hardware side. Whichever side it is, we will have acute shortage. So definitely, when you enter into this is a very, very great avenue for people, especially from the IT background. If you know how to hack a system, then the police might approach you. If they catch hold of a criminal or a terrorist, then that criminal or terrorist will have a mobile, whether it is an Apple mobile or whatever it is. If you know the technology to hack it, you can open it and you can find out all those details. Then you will become an ethical hacker, and the police department will approach you. And there are companies with the public-private partnership, which is very helpful. And asking this question, I would like you to go and see the March 3, 2023. The US government has issued a note. The Joe Biden's government has issued a you can Google it, it will come. March 3, 2003, they have given a very good policy about the cyber security, which they are working on it. There are a lot of avenues of growth which a new comer or a person who is interested in the cyber security arena can develop on that. Okay. So I like to share two cases faced by my friends of honey trap. Yeah, this is not the ground. Maybe I have a lot of other cases also, which, considering the time factor, we are not going to discuss about all those things. How to check forwarding data in Windows? Sorry, it is a technical question. I do not know. I saw many of the time cyber crime happens from another country. In that case, what can we do? That is a big question. Cyber crime is across boundaries. It is international. 99% we can be assured that it will happen from a different country only. That is called cyber terrorism. They want our country to be turmoiled, our country to be looted. So I told you that I have a case where 300 crore has been looted from India by a enemy country, and that 300 crore has been looted through a single app. They told that if you download this app and you invest 1 lakh, in the end of the week, for example, Monday you invest 1 lakh, in the end of the week, that is on Saturday, you will get 1.15 lakhs. That is 15,000 rupees you will get on that particular week. So many people have downloaded that app. They have transferred that money, and what they have done is they have taken that money and found another victim, another person who is ignorant of all these cyber laws, asked him to convert that into a cryptocurrency, and that cryptocurrency was sent to a country, to a person in China. Then they have vanished in overnight. When police have come, then NIA came into place. Everybody found, and they found only the Indian. That Indian fellow who is an IT fellow who does not know what is cyber crime, what is kind of malpractices they can do. He just opened an account. Somebody gave him 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees. He converted that into cryptocurrency, and he got some commission, and that cryptocurrency he has transferred to their account. That is what he has done. But now he is under bars because that person had converted some 9 crores. Similarly, there were some 20-30 persons who have converted this 300 crores for commission, and they're all behind bars now. So when you're doing anything, especially on cyber, please be very assured of what you're doing, or else approach professionals like us. Ask us whether that is genuine, whether we can do it or not. If it is not genuine, please don't do it, for heaven's sake. Then you will be behind bars and you cannot come out, because that particular accused, or the person who was accused, is a IT guy who is working in Pune. He did not know. Somebody approached him stating that I will give you 2 crores. You transfer into cryptocurrency. I will pay you 15%. He thought, who is that fool giving me 2 crore rupees? I'm getting 15%, in the sense 30 lakhs I'm getting for 2 crore rupees. He was greedy, and he took the 2 crore rupees from Indian money into his account, transferred it as a cryptocurrency in his own account. Then he transferred that crypto coins to the unidentified third-party account. He got 60 lakhs. 30 lakhs. He got 15 plus 15, 30 lakhs for his 2 crore amount. But he is now behind the bars because that was used illegally for cyber terrorism. So these are the things that you should be very careful. So there are, okay, last question. Somebody has asked, why can't Indian law regulations OAS ensure cyber security and take litigations to source across borders? Yes, it has been done. People have been chased, people have been identified, people have been punished. But since the technology is also evolving, Indian government is entering into the treaty with so many other governments to nab all those criminals. And that's what I have told you. Please go and have a look at the very detailed, article about Joe Biden's government on US on March 3, 2023 about the cyber security policy, which will help you to know a lot of other things. Okay. What are the mitigating measures one can use if he has suffered a monetary loss from cyber fraudsters? Can money stealed be reversed? Yes, money can be stealed. Money stealed can be reversed if you complain within next 2 hours. If you go beyond 2 hours, then the chances of getting money is very remote. So within 2 hours, you have to intimate your bank. You have to totally stop your credit card, debit card, all functionaries. You have to freeze your account, bank account and everything. Immediately, the bank will give a complaint to the police department. Police department will give permission and the bank will reverse the transaction. So if it is less than 2 hours, it is very good. If it is less than 6 hours, it is 50% probability. If it is more than 6 hours, then it is very remote chance that you will get your money back. And how to know that someone is watching us? It is very difficult. Even I do not know, because that is a technology that is evolving. But there are certain bots which I've told you that CERT, Government India's website, Computer Emergency Response Team, which you can download in your mobile and your laptop. And they will find out whether some Trojan horses or spywares are there in your mobile or in your laptop. And then you can identify. But even after identification, if you open unwanted links, open unwanted websites, or go and join in some other apps, then it is very tough. So until and otherwise you are sure about some apps, do not install too many apps in your mobile, or do not install apps from unknown sources. And how to check forwarding data in Windows like camera, voice, and others. I'm sorry, I have already said it is a technical question. I do not know. What are non-bailable section under IT Act? There is a different question altogether. That is, we will see it in the IT Act. I've given you three acts which for the basics for the people. When we have a specific session on IT Act, then I'll let you know what are the bailable and non-bailable offenses. And is it illegal to access office shared files on OneDrive using office credentials on personal laptop to complete work at home? Nowadays, office people have given separate laptops for office purpose alone. And they have asked you to sign your confidential agreement, non-disclosure agreement. We have prepared a lot of non-disclosure agreement, confidentiality agreements. We call it as NDA. So non-disclosure agreements will have all these clauses. Better go and read all those non-disclosure agreements from the company you're working. If they say it is illegal to transfer to your personal OneDrive, then it is illegal. There is nothing liberal about it. If the company finds that you are using it on your OneDrive, though you're working for the company, if your laptop is compromised by some hacker or something, and if he steals all those information, then your company will sue you. It may be in hundreds of dollars, or it may be hundreds of rupees, or it may go up to thousands or lakhs and crores of rupees. So please ensure that if it is office provided laptop, don't download unnecessary apps or softwares in your office laptop. If it is your personal laptop, make sure that you don't work how your office works in your personal laptop, because if your personal laptop is lost, everything is lost, and you will be answerable not only to your office, but also to the police departments and legal authorities. And is cyber law cases or bailable offenses? Cyber law offenses are very strong and stringent. Many are non-bailable, very few are bailable. If our camera is hacked and continuously some hacker is watching us, how to find? Okay, this is something which is very technical. You just download for a basic site, you just download, or if you still feel somebody is using your system and other things, format your mobile, then reinstall it, then you will not have any problem. If you have that doubt for all of a thing that somebody is watching you. Okay. If our constitution had created such an important sections for cyber security, then why everything about the pornography is easily accessible in India? If we write the word desi, which comes every, okay. This is the nudity, because see, the nudity and pornography, whether you like it or not, more than 80% of the people, whether it is men or women, are still watching pornography. That is the problem. Everybody like money. Similarly, 80% of the people are liking pornography. That's the fate of the this thing. But if you're watching for yourself, the government is not making you any trouble. They don't want to do any issues. But if you're watching any child-related pornography, if you are watching any pornography unauthorized being taken and circulated, then the government, if comes to know, then you will be behind the bars. The Director General of Police of Tamil Nadu government has very clearly sent a video to create awareness of the such pornography related issues, and we should be aware of all those things. If we are not aware and somebody raises a complaint, and if the evidences are all obtained by the police, then that's the end of it. Then you'll be behind the bars. Okay, there are a lot of other questions. Recently, one of my colleague lost 30K. They draw it by Aadhaar OT authentication. He didn't receive messages for 2 days as he's drawing 10K every day. Yes, there are certain things that which you do not know is lost, because nowadays cyber criminals are too sharp and active, and they transfer into different accounts. So each and every case they have to handle in their own way. One case we cannot generalize for every occasion. My Netflix account was hacked and a new sub account was created in Arabic. What is the threat? You immediately write to your Netflix department admin. They will stop your account and they'll give you fresh user ID and password, and it will be back again. What is the highest punishment in cyber law? Why do you want to know this? I do not know. It goes up to 10 years if you have repeatedly done. And it is all, cyber law is not separate. Cyber law goes hand in hand with this CRPC, that is Criminal Procedure Code. It goes hand in hand with the IPC, Indian Penal Code. So, and also it goes hand in hand with the General Clauses Act, and also hand in hand goes with the Indian Evidence Act. So it is applicable to all areas. If any pornography related incident has led to a murder of a woman, let's say an example, then you will get life imprisonment. But if you are doing it purposely and you have led to abetment to suicide, like, you have threatened that woman and that 2-3 people have died because of your threatening messages or something, then the maximum punishment will be lifetime imprisonment or death penalty. So it is not particularly confined to cyber laws alone. It can have the impact when you have used cyber to make some other people victim, whether he dies or whether he kills somebody, or that depends upon the entire case. And there is no maximum punishment. Maximum punishment is death penalty, which will be also attracted through IPC also. So it's a great time to with you. The cyber craze is increasing daily, but justice is not getting people. Justice will be got because justice may be a little late, but people do not have sufficient knowledge. They do not have the awareness. That is why we are conducting all these kind of cyber awarenesses. Even with the help of the police department, we are creating so many awarenesses, but still people are not following all those rules and regulations. They just click something and then they lose money, and then it becomes very tough for the police to chase each and every people. So we have to be little assured. We should be very careful enough not to click unwanted sites or unwanted links. Then you will be little safer. So that people have to also do it. So it is a public-private partnership. So the government will do all the help, but at the same time, we will be also required to know what is the unwanted website, what is the spam website. We should be able to know. If somebody is saying that you send this mail to 10 people and click this link, you will get 100 rupees. Then if you are greedy and do all those things, then you will be compromised. So that we'll have to be ensured. So the government is definitely working on it, and we are having a lot of other areas where we are helping a lot of cyber victims also. If we all have to do then what government would do? We are one of the powerful countries. Still, cybercrime is a big threat. Cybercrime doesn't come from any alien country. It all comes within ourselves. One person who is having enough knowledge uses it for wiser area, he becomes an ethical hacker. Another person who wants to loot money from public, then he becomes a criminal. So cybercrime does not happen from an alien country. It happens within ourselves and happens with the people who are greedy. Okay, some people are working day and night and getting a salary and they're running their family. Some people want to threaten somebody, kill somebody and loot money. So that happens in normal world, and it happens in cyber world also. In cyber world, it is very easy. That is why we have to be very careful, and we have to follow the precautionary measure. What prevention steps government I have told you in the session. You go through the session. Where to file complaints against phone scammers who impersonate and pretend to. You can file it in the cybercrime portal. 1930 is the number. You can call 1930, and you can, that is a cybercrime phone number, or else you can visit cybercrime the government website. You can just Google it and type cybercrime portal. You will log into the cybercrime portal, and once you log in, the concerned police station will automatically get in touch with you, and they will do all the needful. And suggest IT Act and Telegraph Act provisions to be linked. Okay. Thank you. I were recently complained, but there is nothing benefits. I don't get my money back. That's how I've already told you. When you lost your money within 2 hours is very good to get back. And you inform not to police, you inform first to the bank, then ask them to block all your passwords, all your websites, all your credible informations. Your account will be frozen, and then they will inform to the police. But if you just go and find out somebody else and going to police, then coming back to the bank, then you will lose all your money. So this is one thing. And the Reserve Bank of India has also promised, or also haven't given that insured concept, that when it is money is lost and you have complained within specified hours, you will get back your refund and they will reverse the amount. So that is the thing. But when you are doing it through UPI, it is again very tough. And another one important thing I would like to tell all the people here who are watching the class today. If you are using government's UPI ID, or if you are using your government's bank-to-bank transfer, you are covered under RBI's risk policy. I repeat, If you are using your bank to bank transfer, whether it is NEFT, RTGS or whatever it is, or whether it is government's BIM UPI, then it is covered under RBI's risk. If you are using any third party payment source, let's say Airtel Money or Paytm or GPay or whatever it is, then you will have a risk of government protecting you. So that is the difference between the government side transfers and your private enabled transfers. So that you will have to be careful. If you think, government is a little slow and I want to use this, then you're taking a risk. So people should know where you're taking risk and what is happening. And you cannot blame every time the government. Yes, the government may have some mistakes or they may have majority of the mistakes, but it is ultimately in our minds that we have to be very careful on using our own money for our own benefit. If you are very lethargic and if somebody steals, then you will have to run here and there. And if it is a government bank, then they will try to recover that money. If it is a private segment or an Airtel app or whatever it is, then there is a risk of using all those things. Okay, so I think I have why cybercrime police also do not do anything instead of having all information about criminal. That is case to case basis. It is not as such. Police will have to get all the evidences. Only then the complaint will sustain in the court. It is not just with see, we are facing a lot of cases, especially on defamation or especially on cyber threatening. So we'll have to have the proof. If you do not have sufficient proof, and with one information and you say, sir, I have deleted everything, but he threatened me, then that case cannot be sustained in the court. So the police will look after all the information, and based on the information, evidences which are genuine, and based on the inquiry only, they will file a FIR and they will go into the legal proceedings. Okay. So these are the questions that I have answered. So thank you so much, sir, and suggest me some secure payment platforms. That's where I can refund. Secure platforms are all the government platforms. If you use Bharat Pay or if you use government enabled these things, then it will come back to you. If you use unauthorized third party, then it may not come. Okay. So thank you so much. We have taken a little more time than expected. If somebody is there, I can hand over the session to you. Thank you so much for all. Zoom is safe. Don't worry. Somebody has asked how safe is Zoom. Zoom is safe for official or legal related works, but if it is of very personal, very confidential, do not use free items, free softwares or something. That is the suggestion that I would like to give. So thank you so much from everybody who have participated in this session and still staying on. Please unmute. People are not able to mute. Okay, you can unmute. People can mute. I mean unmute. Right. Thank you so much. And it is indeed great. And it is a pleasure meeting you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rajshekharan. It was a very detailed session. Almost you have covered all the areas like phishing, morphing, middleman, interface. So, and not only that, all the laws which are protecting the citizens as well as the individuals. So everything was elaborate, and it was not only a high opener, it was almost what to say, it's expert kind of a lecture which was covered from A to Z. So we thank you from the bottom of the heart, from the Directorate of Online Education, SRM University, and also on very special behalf from our director, Dr. Manoranjan Pondra. We extend a sincere thanks, and I hope all the learners also got benefited, and we almost took that additional time also in order to explain all the questions. You did not miss even a single question. So yes, thanks a lot. I also thank all the advocate friends who have joined also. As of now, we did not prepare any certificate. Maybe we will try take into account, because this was earlier meant for SRM online learners. So since outsiders have come, but anyway, if they could send a mail to us, we will. If the certification you want the certificate, we definitely make it and send it across to you. Okay. So thanks for now, and for all the learners also. very special thanks to Dr. Rajshekharan, who has taken more time. So I mentioned Dr. Rajshekharan. I think you will pursue a doctorate soon, I think.
Thank you, sir. With all your
Thank
wishes. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank-
sir. Thanks for
Thank you.
giving me the opportunity.
Thank you.